Welcome back to Operation Save This Account. Hopefully, hopefully it's not too late here. We're pretty far into drawdown here, but my spirits are high. We're gonna try to bring ourselves back into the green and continue to pass this challenge account here. Welcome back to the channel. You're watching the Trading Phoenix, where I trade live every day that the market is open in my uh, challenge account to become funded through Funder Pro. I come on here live so that everybody can see what it's the real life story without any cuts and edits and this and that, without blocking anything out. Um, what it's like to go from absolutely nothing to learning day trading on your own and eventually becoming profitable and funded and switching over to being a full-time trader to gain freedom in life and financial freedom and time freedom and all of those great things that everybody seeks. That's what I come on here for. That's why I'm here. So welcome. Thank you to my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. We still are growing at a really great pace. I wasn't expecting for the channel to be growing as well as it is. So thank you so much. If this is your first time here or you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd ask a favor that you just hit that subscribe button. It's free. It'll help me out. That way I can continue to bring content and make my content better for you guys every single day. So we are just about 2.5 minutes away from the New York session open. Here we are on the 15-minute chart. You can see yesterday we did continue to slowly climb to make higher highs in the day, which is where we ended. Today basically opened up where we closed yesterday, a little peak above the highs of yesterday, and now we've been slowly coming back down to where, not sure yet. We'll see if we're aiming for something. I did mark out yesterday's lows and highs. That's what these lines here are. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to try to be even more picky than I have been with my trades so that we can bring this account back up into the green and continue on to finally pass this challenge here and become funded. That is the goal, and that's what we're going to do. Don't forget to join the free Discord as well. We're growing a really nice community in the Discord. My goal is to create the biggest and best Discord community out there for trading, all types of trading, doesn't matter, just trading in general. So the link for the free Discord is in the description down below. Go ahead and join that as well. Growing in a really, really nice community so far. Working on some AI aspects into the community. It's going to take some time, but we're working on creating an AI agent that's going to be able to. I'm hoping be able to do everything, trading and discussion and updates and all kinds of things. The biggest issue that I'm having right now is getting real time data into the whatever model that I'm using, because none of the models are available with real time data, and it's for some reason I'm having difficulty connecting the real time data, which you can get, to the models and have it combined so that you're still getting AI type responses and whatnot with the real time data. So that's the holdup right now, and I've realized, because I have no idea what I'm doing with that stuff, that it's going to take some time for me to get that right. All right, here we are, New York session open. Let's see where we're headed. We had some good news, some good articles that came out It sounds like we do have a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. It sounds like Russia is pulling troops out of Ukraine as a condition of some um, what's the word I'm looking for? Let me see if I can find the article here. They're looking for some relief, and one of the conditions there is for them to pull troops out for sanctions. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you very much. Sanctions. Sanctions. So, as a condition of some sanctions lifting, um, Russia is to pull their forces out of Ukraine. So, it sounds like, let me just open up this article too. It sounds like we are gaining some progress on that front. We've also heard that from the president that the tariffs that are supposed to take place on April 2nd are going to be more lenient than what everybody has been expecting. It's not going to be just reciprocal across the board. It's going to be a little bit more targeted and more lenient than what the president was talking about initially. So that's going to make investors in the market a little bit more stable in their outlook for the market. So hopefully we can continue to get some upward motion here. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter which direction we go, but as long as we don't get stuff, too choppy. We've had a couple of days of really nice market structure, some nice price action, and hopefully we can continue that. Getting some nice push here. Oh, looks like we're turning. Get some more downside here. Increase in volume. Oh, yeah. So I wonder where we're headed. So we could push to the downside there. Let's zoom out and see. Okay, we pushed below lows of the day so far. So I wonder if we're heading to lows of previous day. Retesting lows of the day, it looks like here. Let's make sure that that is the lows of the day. Yep. So I've been looking back at some of my trades, and I think what I'm going to do is I need to narrow down a time frame to trade in, and outside of that time frame, it looks like is where most of my losses are or come from. Uh, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a spreadsheet of all of my trades. Look at this. Um, and I'm gonna give it to AI to analyze and um, see if it can come up. I'm gonna ask it specifically for uh, time frames and when the majority of my green trades versus my red trades are, and maybe add a little rule to my set of rules that I have for trading already to only trade within that time frame. AI is a powerful tool, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be using uh, it to analyze even our trades. And if you journal your trades, it'd be real easy to add those files into AI and just ask it specific questions for you. It'll analyze it. Um, I think some of the um, online based journals actually do that. Uh, which is really cool. I journal my trades by writing them, but I might switch over to um, a computer-based or online-based uh, journaling system so that I can just, once a month or once a week, whatever, dump that file into, say, ChatGPT or whatever, and say, "Hey, analyze this and give me, you know, um, the best strategy or whatever, or set of rules to trade to make my trading, more profitable, something like that." Okay, it looks like we might actually be turning here. We still got a little bit of ways for this 15-minute candle to close here, but if we continue moving up, you can see how we came down and peaked below the lows of today, as if we came down, grabbed some liquidity, and we pushed right back up. It's kind of what this looks like here. Here's market open, came down, and we shot right back up. This looks like a liquidity grab below the previous lows of today, but we'd have to continue moving up, and this 15-minute candle here would have to close bullish, which so far it looks that way, but we got 6 minutes left here. So 6 minutes is a lot of time. We could end up just falling right right back down. Uh, so we'll have to see what this gives us here. I almost want to take a long here, but I'm going to give it another minute or two to see if this price action settles down here. So we're getting some wicked, 1 minute candles here with some large wicks, some wicked wicks. So let's see if we can get some, and this is normal for the first 10 to 15 minutes in the market open anyway, New York session. So let's see if we can get this price action to calm down a little bit in a direction that we're looking for. Mm, 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 mm. Oh boy, we have the actual text thread here from the little text scandal where they added, sounds like they accidentally added a journalist to a private group text um, where they were talking about some war plans. So the president had said, according to this article here, that nothing that was published in that text was considered uh, top secret or whatever. So this CNBC, or is it The Atlantic, actually published the uh, the text threads here. Let me switch over here for you guys. And you gotta still be careful with this stuff because any of this stuff could be made by AI these days. Like it's crazy. Mm. So real quick before we do that, what I'm seeing here is we've got an area of imbalance here. It's a little bit bigger than I'd like to see, although with the movements that we're getting, so we wicked in. Let's see if price action comes back in here and see what it does. So we're basically retesting uh, the lows of the day made prior to our little reach here, but we're still pushing. So we're getting some support here. still pushing lower. All right, now we're making new lows of the day here. It looks like we might be forming an imbalance here now that we might be able to take a short off of, but we still got some time to let this choppiness settle down. Although we are still heading in the downward direction here. So let's see what kind of price action we get if we continue back up in this area, or we're just going to continue heading south. Let's actually zoom out here real quick before we make any decisions and see where we're sitting. Okay. It does kind of look like we definitely want to head down to at least the previous day's lows. I can see that here. We're still making progress to the downside, and it's strong progress to the downside. Do we have any news today? I forgot. Oh, we had durable goods today. My bad. Oof. Durable goods is a big one that came out at 8:30 this morning. So durable goods orders month over month, we were expecting a -1%. We actually got 0.9%. So that's a nice beat to the upside actually. So um, why we're uh, why we're headed to the downside here, I'm not quite sure. We might be just looking for some more liquidity here. Let's see what else we got here. So durable goods orders, minus transportation month over month. We were expecting 0.2%. We got 0.7%. And then durable goods orders minus defense, 0.8%. Non-defense goods orders X air. Not quite sure what that means, but that actually went down. That's a miss to the downside. We were expecting 0.2%. We had a negative 0.3%. The durable goods orders month over month, that's the high impact to the market. That was really good, albeit not great month over month because previous month it was 3.3%. But we were expecting much worse. And that is a nice beat to the upside. That's really about it. There's some oil and gasoline stuff coming out later. Some Fed speech today, but that was the big hitter for today. And actually, when did that came out at 8:30? We didn't really get much movement on that. We got a little tick up here, but it didn't affect the market at all, to be honest with you. Um, until I mean, we've got this little sell off here. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe some profit taking before the New York session open. Um, but now we're just heading in the down direction here. And like I said, I'd say at this point we are headed for previous day lows at least. And we're not really given we're not giving anything on the way down as far as entries. This would be the only one that it gave here. But as we get further and further away here, this becomes less likely to get filled. It looks like the momentum so far is in the downward direction. We're maintaining our volume here. The volume's actually, well, growing slightly as we're continuing to fall. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how far this goes, actually. Obviously, we can't get into anything here. This is an interesting spot here that I wasn't seeing until after we made this move. Um, Little area of imbalance here from pre-market. Tiny area of imbalance here, but we came right up to it. Market New York session open. We held inside of it, and we had a nice move to the downside from this area of imbalance here. Uh, so nothing I would have traded off of just because we peaked out of this zone 3 times. Yeah, look at this momentum. We're just building momentum here on the way down, and we're not leaving any kind of entries here. Uh, so I'm not even mad that I'm missing this because there was nothing to get into based off of my strategy. And currently we're in Operation Rescue account here, so we're not taking any chances, and we're going to be super picky with our trades here. Um, all right. While this is playing out here, let's take a look at this article here and we'll get your guys' opinions on it. Let's boom, switch over here. Okay, cool. So here's the article here that CNBC published. The Atlantic on Wednesday published the full text thread from the Trump administration's Signal Group that accidentally included a prominent journalist in discussions of pending U.S. military strikes. Here's my thing, first of all. Accidentally, I feel like there's a reason for all of this. Now, I don't know if you've ever used Signal or even just text messaging or whatever. You get the little name with just the initials in it if there isn't a picture that's included in your phone. So is it really easy to accidentally include somebody that's not, somebody that you weren't trying to include? It is, okay, and everybody makes mistakes. But I feel like at this level here, I feel like this wasn't a mistake made accidentally, especially because this is a journalist that is very much disliked by the Trump administration. Okay, just too many coincidences for me. Anyway, so they've been calling this oh, they texted war plans and secret, war plans and, stuff that was uh, basically labeled classified and whatnot. So there's been hearings about it over the past couple of days, this, that. It's been all over the news. Um, so here, once Trump and a bunch of other people within the administration stated that there was not any classified information, and these were not war plans. Um, the Atlantic posted the thread. It says in this article here that they've posted the entire thread, but this is just what CNBC has here. And you can see there's an update on what is happening. And then they continued to update on the success. Michael Waltz really liked it. And this so this is the thread here. It's obviously not the whole thread, but there's not. Yes, they're talking about what's happening or what's going to happen here. Um, Basically, like in minutes before, right? So for this to be construed as top secret information leaked via text signal, blah, blah, blah. It was blown out of proportion significantly. Okay. You can see here the Atlantic has conceded these were not war plans. Um, and then this entire story was another hoax written by a Trump hater who is well known for his sensationalist spin. And I agree with this, right? This was a spin, okay? Even if this was an accident, should this have happened? No. At this level, right, we expect these people to be completely on top of their game, right? But we are all human. We all make mistakes. And if it was a mistake, which I don't think it was, but if it was a mistake, they blew this way out of proportions. But they texted me secret, you know, uh, war plans and which could have endangered our troops. Like this happened almost immediately after this text went out, and it's just been updates. So I don't see how that would have. Um, Done anything of the sort, basically. I think it was blown out of proportion. Was it a mistake? If it was a mistake, an actual mistake, then yes, it was, and it shouldn't have happened. But I think it was made to be more than what it actually was because people don't like Trump and his administration. Whatever. Another article here. Russian forces withdrawal from Ukraine is a condition of for sanctions lift. So the EU basically has stated, made it clear on Wednesday that the removal or modification of sanctions against Russia is contingent on the full withdrawal of Russian military forces from Ukraine. So basically, they're not going to even think about changing any sanctions or taking any sanctions off unless Russia pulls all of their military forces out of Ukraine. That's going to be a tough one. And then lastly, here, I just wanted to pick this out. Uh, this is tariff talk here. And so President Trump has said recently for the April 2nd tariff deadline, okay, I'll probably be more lenient than reciprocal because if I was reciprocal, that would be very tough for people, Trump said Tuesday in an interview with Newsmax. And this is coming after we had some consumer sentiment information that came out last week and whatnot. So, consumer expectations on business, income, and labor dropped significantly. When consumer expectations decline, especially significantly, that's bad news. Bad news. If inflation had ticks up or whatever bad news we get in the economy, if it isn't followed by expectations declining as well, then it's okay, right? As long as expectations stay the same, then we can make it through whatever bad data, news, whatever. But if people start to believe, right, if the expectations end up being bad, then we end up getting the full force of that because people then stop spending money, GDP goes down, then it's like a domino effect. So companies start laying off. It's a big problem. So expectations um, of all of this stuff is super important. So I think this decision was made because expectations hit a 12-year low. It's no good. We can't stay there. That's not sustainable. We got to be able to bring expectations back up so that we can continue moving in the direction that we're moving with, GDP and inflation and all this other stuff. We have to maintain expectations, especially consumer expectation. All right. That's that. Ultimately, those things are good news also. I think the market, where we might it just adds to more uncertainty, right? So it's we're putting tariffs on, we pause them. We're putting tariffs on, we pause them. April 2nd, we're going to hit everybody with reciprocal, we're going to hit them hard. That's been the story, but now we're getting close to April 2nd. We might not do that. So I think what the issue is nobody knows exactly what's going to happen because we can't even trust what's being said, right? Even on tariffs. So everybody's worried about tariffs and inflation going back up. But every time we get to a deadline with tariffs, it doesn't actually happen. So now there's a lot of confusion still. So, and that leads to, you know, um, market uncertainty. And when you have a market uncertainty, you get this most of the time. Tomorrow we have GDP. 8:30 a.m. we have GDP numbers tomorrow. So that's going to be very, very important too. Maybe that's part of this sell-off too is um, we're not looking, maybe the market isn't expecting good numbers tomorrow. I can give you what the forecast is. So our GDP growth rate quarter over quarter is 2.3%. The prior was 3.1%. So they are expecting a decline. I mean, the Fed said that they were expecting a decline also, so not really surprising, but hopefully this number doesn't come in way less than what expectations are, because if it does, then we're gonna have a problem. I think we might see some more sell-off in the market. Did we hit a support here? What are we looking at here? Oh, we're almost down to previous day lows. Look at this. Hmm. Mm. Oh, here's previous day lows right here, just peaking. Gary Gensler frowns as SEC folds. XRP and Intel markets prepare for $4 rally. Huh. So, Europe's outlook, um, their outlook came out recently, and theirs is also dropping as well. And it's obviously worse for them because their economy isn't as strong as ours. So part of that is because of the tariffs. And here's an article here: U.S. reciprocal tariffs could cut British economic growth by 1%. I mean, that's huge. And that's again, that's what all of this is about, is bringing everybody to the table, because at the end of the day, you know, we have the stronger economy out of pretty much everybody. And so we can handle a lot more. And so if we do end up doing all these reciprocal tariffs and whatnot, because they don't want to come to the table and negotiate, it's going to hurt everybody else a little bit more than it's going to hurt us. It's going to hurt us for a little bit, but ultimately we'll get through it. It's not the same story for everybody else in the world. So when you have consumer sentiment in Europe falling rapidly as well, and it's probably because they're preparing for tariffs and whatnot. Um, that hurts everybody, right? The consumer sentiment is super super important, and people don't understand either that the U.S. gets tariffed um, massively, massively. 100, 200, 300% on certain goods that leave the US. And I don't think anybody actually realizes that. So it's like also so it's like why do we get tariffed so much but we're not allowed to tariff anybody else? It's crazy. And I think we're just trying to bring everybody to kind of like the same level, let's bring everybody up. Let's make trade a little bit more even and uh fair. And I'm not saying it has to be completely because yes, our economy does do better than most. So okay, maybe we do a little bit more, than everybody else. But right now we're getting hammered by tariffs from other countries. Definitely getting some support here. And us being so close to previous day lows here, it would be kind of stupid to take a short here based off of this area of imbalance. Made that mistake a couple times this week where I tried to take trades at the top based off of imbalances left up there, but um, this setup here obviously doesn't work, and that's kind of a no brainer. I was just getting impatient, getting ahead of myself, so I gotta wait. It is what it is. Sometimes the market gives you stuff like this, but it doesn't give you any entries based on your strategy. If you did an orb strategy here, you could have most certainly played the breakout here. And that's exactly what this is, was a breakout to the downside. And so now you can see us getting some support here. It doesn't mean that it's going to hold, but we don't have high volatility either. So it could. So we zoom out a little bit, take a look at the 15. Clearly bearish, right? But that doesn't mean that we won't get support here at our previous day lows, at least for a bounce. What we are seeing here is this will be nice to mark out actually. Area of imbalance on the 15-minute chart here that we might come back into before continuing to a downside. Okay, that might be a possibility. If we push past these lows here, we could just continue falling. It's also a possibility. I see this almost aligns with the 1 hour chart as well. Strong push to the downside, but we are getting support here so far. Okay, same thing on the 4 hour, and that area of imbalance aligns with the 4 hour also. So far, obviously, this candle here would make or break that. But the fact that we have this on the 15 and the 1 hour, both of these, so I mean, we might get a breakout here too, and if we do, it is what it is. Starting to get a decrease in overall volume. Doesn't mean that that won't pick up here. This is actually moving pretty quick here. So a little spike in volume here on this candle to the downside. This 20,100 area seems to be a support here also that we may just be retesting. Actually, we can call this a 15 slash 15 minute slash 1 hour imbalance because those align. Call that previous day lows. You guys can see all that. Oh, that's cool. I should do that. So far, we're still maintaining a downward motion here. I think we might actually get a breakout here, but I would be cautious because we might just be looking for liquidity also. We're basically right back to our 20,000 ish support, right? It's like 20,100 is a pretty good. It's right where previous day lows were, right where it bounced yesterday. Uh, it was looking like it's a pretty strong support, even from previous, like back in the beginning of March. We had a lot of consolidation right on top of this 20,100 line. Let's see how much momentum we have here. If we continue pushing down, we just have to be careful for liquidity grab here. It might just push right back up. So let's see what happens here. Big drop in volume, right? These couple of candles here right on top of this support. Big drop in volume. We got to push through. We are getting volume build now. Okay. Looks like we're getting another breakout to the downside here. And with that breakout, got a nice bearish imbalance. So let's see if we can get a little retest here, which basically what this would be is not only is this bearish imbalance, but we also would get a retest of this support, which is now resistance, right? Big momentum to the downside today. Big move to the downside. Yeah, downside for everything. All the big players are down a pretty significant amount. Nvidia's 4.6%, Palantir's 3.4, Tesla's 5.2%. It's all negative. Google's down almost 2%, Meta's over 2%. Microsoft's slightly down, Netflix, everybody. Everybody. All right. We still can't do anything. We'd need a retrace, we need a retest, or somewhere up in this imbalance area. If it held, if we popped back above, I'd probably take a long here. It looks pretty weak to the upside, honestly. I don't even know if the Bulls have enough to bring this all the way back. All right, so we are reaching our previous day low mark here and our bearish imbalance. Let's see how price reacts here. Decent volume on the way up. Obviously, what I'm looking for here is a rejection of our retest and our bearish imbalance. We can try to take a stab at a continuation to the downside. Now, we've gone pretty far down already today. We've made our big move to the downside, so we've got to be super careful here. Still got some pretty decent volume here to the upside. So it's not time yet. I'd like to see a couple more candles come into our imbalance, actually retest previous day lows. But I would also like to see a decrease in volume with that. Right now we're pretty steady with a decent amount of volume on the way back up here. Let's see if we head back down. This looks like an okay rejection here. Again, pretty risky because we've made our move to the downside here. So we may not have much more downside. So we'll find out. Was not a good entry. Should have waited. So the entry could have been much better. Hopefully we at least get the direction we want. Nah, not a good picture here. Nope, not good. I'm gonna get stopped out, I think. Yep. It's no good. Honestly, I should have been a little bit more patient here. I knew that we've already made our run. This is a long run for the NASDAQ in a day. Uh, so this really wasn't the greatest place to get in. And I said that before I even did this, right? Also, this V-shaped, we get this nice V right here. This is oftentimes a recovery look. We get this a lot where it's like this perfect V here. Um, a lot of times this is a sign of recovery. Yeah, already in this trade longer than I want to be. So it's not gonna, I don't think this is gonna work out. It's only a matter of time. I've heard a professional trader say if the first three candles of your trade don't go in your direction, get out. It might be an invaluable piece of advice. I should cut my losses here, honestly. All right, so I'm just going to hang out to see how this trade plays out. I don't think it's going to go in the direction that I want it to, but I'll stay on until this stops me out, and then that's going to be it for me today. We might have some more downside here. The 15-minute looks good. We're about to close the 15-minute here. Well, we'll see. We'll hang out, like I said, until we finish this trade here, and then that's going to be it. I'm going to try to do my lives just for an hour each day. Give me a little bit more time to put out my recaps, and then also give me more time to go back and study. I'm also going to be opening a swing trading account soon, and see what we get here. And we're gonna be trying that as well. See if swing trading may work a little bit better for me. Less trades, less time of the chart. I'm not gonna stop doing the daily lives or day trading or anything like that. But I do want to have uh, another avenue that I could test and see if that works a little bit better for me. It's a little bit easier to see direction and whatnot in the larger time frames. And when you're swing trading, you're primarily trading, off of the 4 hour or day chart, and you're in these trades obviously for much longer. But people do really, really well with swing trading, and a lot of day traders transition into swing trading because it's less stressful. All right. Well, we're finally in the green here. Let's see if we have enough momentum to at least get to previous lows. Previous lows would give us a 1-to-1, maybe slightly more. We'll take that. Especially, I mean, we've made our move here already. Yeah, I don't know. And to be honest with you, unless we just like drop here, I don't know that we have the strength to continue. I'd like to see a big push here. That would give me some. We are building volume. Most certainly got in way too early. We should have been up here. If this candle can't push past the previous wick, I may just cut my losses here. Give it another candle or two. We do have some volume building to the downside. We're just not getting big movements with that volume. I don't like that, we're getting volume, but we're not getting the larger candles. So let's see if we can push past this previous wick here. If we can push and close past this previous wick, then we'll hang out a little bit longer here, but it doesn't look strong. I need a big push to the downside. And again, I'd just be targeting previous lows here. Yeah, this trade is definitely not going in my direction. So I think I'm going to cut my losses here before it even gets to my stop loss. Yeah, I'm going to take it out. It's okay. Oh, it didn't work. Close. All right. Well, Operation Rescue account is not off to a good start. What are you going to do? All right, so that's going to be my trade for today. I'm not doing another trade because we're getting too close to the account max here. So I'm not going to take any more chances today. We're going to go back. We're going to take a look at what we did. In hindsight, I already know that we were already stretched here. So this was a stupid trade um, to think that we can continue moving to the downside. But also, I should have waited for confirmation of a reversal. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to do my recap video real quick, and then that'll be posted later today. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel where you guys get to see me, make mistake after mistake. But that's how we all learn, right? So if I make them while you're watching them, then it's something that you can learn. I'm learning. We're all learning. And honestly, that's how we move forward, right? So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and don't forget to join the free Discord. Links in the description down below. And I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we have GDP numbers, so that's going to make the market move also. So look out for that. I'll be posting those in the morning when they come out in the Discord. So join the Discord. I'll make sure those get posted in the morning, and I'll see you on the live tomorrow. Have a good one.